Hi everyone! Welcome to the Anaheim Public Library Summer Reading Program. I'm so excited that you can join us this summer. My name is Miss Brianna and today we're going to explore mail through this program called You've Got Mail. We're going to talk about letters, postcards, packages, and together we're going to send mail to people in the Anaheim Public Library so that way after we're done sending mail here together, you can learn how to mail stuff on your own to send to your family and friends all summer long. Mail is one way that we can send something from one person to another person, and it's a system that we use to send messages. Have some of you ever received mail? That means when it's the mail time, you might get a letter, a postcard, or a package delivered especially to you. Yeah? Oh, looks like most of you have. Awesome. And if not, there's always time for that to happen. Okay, so let's talk about some reasons. The first reason on this poster says you can send mail to say thank you. Ooh, yeah, I love sending mail to tell everyone thank you for different reasons. Oh, you can also send mail as a form of an apology. Oh, is there something that happened that you don't feel so good about? Or maybe, did you accidentally do something you didn't mean to do? Sending mail is a great way to tell somebody you care about and love that you're sorry. And it's a very sweet way for someone to get an apology too. Another way, and this is a popular way, is to send a friendly letter. We're going to talk about letters later on today so we can learn how to write a letter. But a friendly letter is something you send to someone just to say, hey, what's up? This is what I'm doing today. How are you? I hope you write back soon. And that's something that happens when you also form pen pals. Another reason why people send mail is because they want to change something. This is a very exciting year because a lot of people are voting through the mail, and that's something that's available to all of us every year. Well, not all of us, but those of our adults in our family. So you might see adults in your family using the mail to cast their vote, and that's really cool. So when you want to change something by sending mail, that usually means that you want to support something you care about. You might want to challenge something that maybe you don't agree with, or you want to persuade someone. So another thing I remember seeing all of you kids do at home, sometimes you might write a letter to Santa because you want to persuade them to send you the gift you want that year. So those are some examples of ways to send mail because you want to change something. Another reason why we want to send mail, or we can send mail, is to inform. So is there a project that you've done at school that you're super excited about? You can actually write the facts that you've learned and send them in the mail to friends or families or a group, maybe your church or your local organization, to share the facts that you've learned with them. And there's one more reason, and it says ask questions. So we can send mail because we have questions, and this can be casual. So you can send a letter to your grandma, maybe asking her how she's doing. You can also send them in a more formal way where you can send them to maybe your school to ask your teacher, hey, what kind of assignments do you have planned for us next year? I really hope you have a good summer. So those are just a few reasons why we send mail. Okay everyone, now that we know some reasons why we send mail, I have some really exciting news for everyone. Remember just a couple minutes ago when I asked everybody if you ever received mail before? And some of you said yes, but some of you said no. But guess what? I have a really, really exciting surprise. We all just got mail. We got something delivered to us. So that means all of us, we have received something in the mail. Do you want to see what it is? I'm so excited to share it with you. Yeah, I want to see what it is too. Okay, here it is. It's pretty big. Whoa! Oh. Wow, does anybody at home know what this is? Yeah, you're right, it's mail. We're talking about mail. But what kind of mail? I heard someone say a letter. You're right, it's a big letter. And look, what shape is this? Yeah, of course, you're right. It's a rectangle, and it has some stuff written on it. Oh, yeah, someone noticed the stamp. You're right, there's a stamp on here. We're gonna talk a little bit about those later. But let's see, who's it from? Right here, this is a part of the letter where we find out who sent it. Let's see, who's it from? It says this letter is from Mr. Byron. And he sent it from the Euclid Library, which is, of course, in Anaheim, California. And this part is addressed to us. All of us here, it says to Miss Brianna, and that means me and all of you during our summer reading program. And he sent it to the Central Library. That is where we are today. Can we open it? Yeah? Okay, let's see what's inside. I'm gonna open up the envelope. Oh yeah, this is called an envelope. Let's open up this big envelope and see. Oh my goodness. Wow. Who knows what this is? A letter. You're right. It is a letter. Can we read it? Yeah? Okay. Okay, here it goes. It says, "Dear Miss Brianna, I miss you. Hope you're doing well. Would you like to start a book club? Love, Mr. Byron." He misses us and he hopes we're doing well. And he wants to know if we want to start a book club. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Let's do it, especially right now during summer reading program where we can log on to Read Squared and log all of the books we're reading. Oh, it's gonna be so easy and so much fun. I have an idea for everybody at home. Do you want to learn how to write a letter so that we can reply back to Mr. Byron? Yeah, I want to do that too. Okay, awesome. We're gonna get all of our supplies ready to write a letter. So, some of you watching might have already written a letter before in your life. So, you know that in order to write a letter, you need something to write on, right? So, I'm gonna show some different examples of what you can write your letter on. And oh yeah, I didn't say the word. You're right, we need paper. That's something that we write our letters on. One of my favorite things about mail is that you can really use anything that you have to send mail. It can be fancy, like stationery, which is paper specifically designed to send mail, to send letters. These are some examples of fancy paper. This one has lines. Some of them come in sets, so it includes the envelope and the paper together in one set. Some papers have a template, so that means they're already written out for you, and all you have to do is fill in the blank. This one's addressed to Dad. This one's addressed to blank. So you could write anybody's name there that you want, and when you fold this paper up, it turns into an envelope. So there's lots of different products and materials you can use to write letters. But I'm gonna show you some other stuff too. I'm gonna show you some awesome lined paper. That's pretty easy to get. This is some of my favorite paper in the whole world because I can always find a piece of paper in the house somewhere, or I can ask an adult for one, or I can go to the store and get some. But even better, one of my most favorite materials to write letters with is scratch paper. So this is paper that has either been cut down smaller, or some people might say it's for the trash. But I love to reuse material, and I love to take scraps or scratch paper to write letters with because it helps avoid it from being trash. So, Which paper should we use to write back to Mr. Byron with? What do you think? I think we should use this paper to write a letter to Mr. Byron because that's his favorite paper. Okay, so here we go. In order to write our letter, we're gonna learn how it's structured. So by saying structure, we mean how each part goes in a specific spot so that it reads like a letter. When we read the letter that Mr. Byron sent us, he sent us a friendly letter because he asked questions and he wondered how we were and he was very friendly. So I think we should send a friendly letter back. And you know what? There's this guide right behind us that's gonna help us with each step. Okay, so this poster says, the parts of a letter. The first part of a letter, what's at the very top of our bodies? You're right, our heads. Can you tap your head? Because that is at the very top of our body. And it's the same thing that is at the top of your letter, of our letter. It's called the heading. How cool is that? Just like our head. So this is where you're gonna write the date of when you wrote your letter. The fun thing about writing the date on your letters is that whoever gets your letter, they can see how long ago you wrote it. Or if you're like me and you like to save your letters, if you look at them from a few years from now, you can remember when it was sent. It's very cool. So the first thing is the header and the date at the very top. Today, our video is premiering on July 20th, 2020. So we have the month, the day of the month, and the year. So that's what we're gonna put on the top of our letter today. Okay, the second part is the greeting. How do you want to greet Mr. Byron in our letter? In this example, it says, "Dear friend." The word dear is very common when we write letters. Even Mr. Byron wrote, "Dear Miss Brianna." You can say howdy, you can say yo, you can say hola, and many other things. We wanted to say hola, Byron. ¿Por qué? Because Byron is bilingual. So we're gonna say hola, Byron, and we're gonna have a comma because having a comma after our greeting means that our body of the letter, our big message is gonna be next. Hey, what's the shape next to body? Yeah, you're right. It's a heart. And the reason why that there is a heart next to this word because the body is the part of the letter that has the most heart in it. It's where you ask all your questions and you say all of your friendly sentences, and it's the biggest part of the letter. Okay, now we're ready to write our body. What do we want to say back to Mr. Byron? Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, we definitely want to say, "We miss you too." He asked if we want to start a book club this summer. What do you think? Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of you are saying yeah. Okay, so let's write, yes, we would like to start a book club with you. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Byron so we can send him a question back? Oh yeah, that's a good one. What book should we read first? Ooh, I like that question. Good job, thanks for your help. After you've written your body, it's time to write the closing. So it's on the legs here because the closing is near the end and the legs are nearing the end of your body. So the closing is a word that you can write that's kind of like goodbye. And something that some people write in letters is the word love or sincerely or right back or next time or take care. There's so many different ways to close out your letter. So how do we want to say goodbye to Mr. Byron? Remember how Mr. Byron is bilingual? Somebody suggested we say adios. And this is our closing. We're almost done with our letter. And last but not least, the very end of your letter always has your name. So that way, whoever's reading your letter, they knows that it came from you. So because it's from all of us, what should we say? Someone said, Miss Brianna and friends. Yeah, because everybody watching is obviously my friend, and I'm your friend too. Can you see it right there? Here is our letter. We did it. It looks great. Thank you so much for your help. I know he's gonna love receiving this letter from us. So now that we've written our letter, it needs to go inside of something, doesn't it? You're right. An envelope. There's lots of different sizes of envelopes, and this is basically what you put the paper in, and you're gonna put a stamp on it, and it goes out in the mail. And because our envelope is so creative, if we write the address straight on it, it might get lost. So I have an idea. I will cut a piece of paper to write the address on, and then I will tape it or glue it onto the envelope so that it's very easy to read. I looked up all the addresses needed. So right here in this part of the letter, this is where we always place where it's going to. So we have the location, which is the Euclid Branch Library, who at that location, Mr. Byron, the street it's located on, and the city, the state, and the zip code. It's a lot of information, but it's very important because that's how it goes to the right person at the right place. Up here in the top left-hand corner, this is where you want to put the return address. This is where you're writing it from. So usually it'll have your name and the address where you live at. The reason why we put this here is because if for whatever reason our letter to Mr. Byron cannot be delivered, we'll get it back to us and we'll know that he wasn't able to get it. Sound good? Yeah. So if you want to send a mail, you will have to buy a stamp. But the good thing is that stamps don't cost too much money. They cost 55 cents. That's way better than $55, huh? Okay, and our stamp is like a sticker. It's very sticky. The stamp always goes on the top right corner of your envelope that you mail. So I'm gonna take the stamp and I'm gonna stick it on the top right corner. Did you know that sending a postcard is very, very similar and a lot quicker than writing a letter? Do you want to learn how to do that too? Yeah, let's do it. Let's send a postcard. Miss Kimmy does so many awesome story times and programs here at the Anaheim Public Library. I thought it would be super cool to send her a postcard to thank her for everything that she does for us because it's so cool. All right, friends, take a look at our postcard. Here is Miss Kimmy's address. On the top, it says, please deliver to a kind and creative ... And then it has the address, Sunkist Branch, Miss Kimmy, and the street, city, state, and zip code. Okay, so our message to Miss Kimmy says, thanks for what you do with stories and programs. We love you. Love, your friends. Oh, wait, what goes here? You're right. The stamps, we can't forget the stamp or else it won't get mailed. Postcard stamps cost 35 cents. And you can buy a whole sheet of them so you can send postcards out to more than one person, or you could just buy one stamp for one special postcard. You put the stamp on and it's ready to go. Okay, so today we wrote a letter, we wrote a postcard, and let's figure out how to mail a package. Packages usually come in boxes of any size. It could be a little tiny box for a little tiny thing, or it can be long and thin like this to mail maybe like a poster or one of your big awesome drawings. And packages are all gonna cost different prices. So this one costs $3.80. And depending on what you mail, it's gonna be totally different, depending on how heavy it is, how far it's going. I was hoping that you could help me make a package to send to Miss Angel, because she also does so many cool programs and story times at the library, and we're so thankful for her. And because Miss Angel and I are in the same building right now, I don't have to take this to the post office. This is something fun you can do at home. So if there's somebody in a different room from you at your place where you live, you can send them a package by addressing it to their room. So this is the package Miss Angel's gonna get. It's gonna say, to Miss Angel in the children's room at the Central Library, from Miss Brianna and friends, from the SRP Summer Reading Program headquarters, together. And she's gonna get it later today because we're in the same building. So we're gonna mail them inside of the mailbox. These are all over town. Have you ever seen them outside? I'm sure you have. This is where you put your letters and your postcards. Usually packages, they don't fit inside. So that's why you get to go to inside the post office building to mail out packages like these. But we're gonna stick our letter and our postcard in. Are you ready? Yes, okay, here we go. Help me do it. We are gonna put our postcard in for Miss Kimmy. Oh, I hope she gets it and wears a big smile on her face. Okay, now Mr. Byron, let's put his letter. Oh, we got the stamp, right? Everything's how it should be. Check. Okay, let's slip it in to the mailbox so Mr. Byron can get a letter. It's in! We did it! Thank you so much for your help today. I hope that our practice and all of your help has made you ready to write postcards and letters and make packages for the ones you love and care about at home. And if you want to write letters to the library, feel free. We'll be here to read them all summer long. And I hope that all of you can stay tuned in to view all of our other awesome summer reading programming this year that we have in store for you. You can watch it by tuning in to the Anaheim Public Library's Facebook and Instagram account. You can find them by searching at Anaheim Library. My name is Miss Brianna, and I hope to see you around this summer, and thanks again for tuning in.